Darth Bane was the sole survivor of the Jedi-Sith War, outliving the Brotherhood of Darkness that had previously ruled the Sith Empire. He understood that infighting had led to the Sith Empire's defeat in 1032 BBY at the hand of the Jedi Order. Because of this, he created a new Sith philosophy, the Rule of Two, with a Sith Master to embody power and a Sith apprentice to crave it. Bane's grand plan to corrupt the Republic from within ultimately succeeded through Darth Sidious, who orchestrated the Clone War which led to the fall of the Republic and the Jedi Order. Bane's apprentice, Darth Zannah, continued the Rule of Two after defeating him in a duel, roughly a millennium before the fall of the Galactic Republic. Darth Zannah. Darth Zannah is a powerful Sith Lord in the Star Wars expanded universe, known for her cunning mastery of Sith sorcery and unwavering commitment to the dark side. A former Jedi initiate named Rain, she became the apprentice of Darth Bane after the devastating Battle of Ruusan. As the chosen heir to the Rule of Two, Zannah embraced the Sith philosophy of deception and manipulation. Over the years, she honed her skills in dark side magic, specializing in illusions and mental domination. Eventually, she fulfilled the Sith tradition by defeating Darth Bane, proving herself worthy as a Dark Lord and taking on her own apprentice, thus continuing the legacy of the Sith. Darth Cognus. Darth Cognus was a disciplined and formidable Sith Lord who succeeded Darth Zannah in the lineage of the Rule of Two. Originally known as the Huntress, she was a deadly assassin with an uncanny sensitivity to the Force, able to sense disturbances in fate and track her prey with eerie precision. Unlike many Sith consumed by ambition, Cognus was methodical and loyal, embodying Bane's vision of a stronger, more focused Sith Order. After the climactic duel between Darth Bane and Zannah, Cognus pledged herself to the victor, ensuring the continuity of the Sith legacy. Though her first apprentice, Darth Millennial, ultimately rejected the Rule of Two, Cognus endured, selecting a new successor and helping to shape the dark lineage that would one day give rise to Darth Sidious. Her presence marks a crucial turning point in Sith history, where cunning, patience, and destiny converged. Darth Vectivus was a unique and enigmatic Sith Lord, known not for conquest or cruelty, but for balance, restraint, and intellectual curiosity. Unlike most Sith who were driven by ambition or the lust for power, Vectivus approached the dark side with a rare sense of pragmatism and ethics. He began his life as a corporate executive in the mining industry, eventually discovering a nexus of dark side energy within an asteroid he owned. Intrigued, he delved into Sith knowledge not to dominate others, but to understand the Force's deeper mysteries. Vectivus maintained close relationships with friends and family throughout his life, an extraordinary trait for a Sith. He did not succumb to madness or tyranny, and is noted for living and dying with dignity, having left behind no legacy of destruction. Darth Tenebrous. Darth Tenebrous was a highly intelligent and calculating Sith Lord of the Bith species, known for merging science with the dark side of the Force. As the master of Darth Plagueis, he emphasized logic, control, and long-term planning over raw emotion or chaos. A brilliant bioengineer and precognitive thinker, Tenebrous believed he could predict and manipulate the future, but was ultimately betrayed by Plagueis, fulfilling the very Sith tradition he thought he could master. Ironically, his experiments trapped his consciousness after death in a powerless state, forcing him to witness the future he helped shape but could no longer influence. His legacy lived on through Plagueis and, eventually, Darth Sidious, shaping the Sith path toward galactic domination. Darth Plagueis. Darth Plagueis the Wise was a legendary Sith Lord of the Moon species, renowned for his obsession with immortality and mastery over the Force's connection to life and death. As the apprentice of Darth Tenebrous and the master of Darth Sidious, Plagueis played a pivotal role in shaping the final Sith ascent to galactic power. Plagueis pursued scientific and force-based experiments, seeking to manipulate midichlorians to prevent death and even create life. He believed the Sith should conquer death itself, not just dominate the galaxy. His work influenced the mysterious birth of Anakin Skywalker, though whether he or Sidious directly caused it remains unclear. Despite his vast knowledge and power, Plagueis made a fatal error. He trusted his apprentice. In an ultimate act of Sith betrayal, Darth Sidious murdered Plagueis in his sleep shortly before becoming Supreme Chancellor of the Republic. Darth Sidious. Born Sheev Palpatine of Naboo, he was the most powerful and successful Sith Lord in galactic history. Trained in secret by Darth Plagueis, Sidious mastered deception, manipulation, and the dark side of the Force, eventually orchestrating the fall of the Republic and the Jedi Order from within. Sidious rose through the political ranks as a charismatic senator, while simultaneously engineering the Clone Wars and playing both sides to destabilize the Republic. As Chancellor and later Emperor, he transformed the Republic into the Galactic Empire, ruling with absolute power. A master of Sith philosophy and dark force abilities, Sidious wielded powers like Force Lightning, Precognition, and life manipulation. He violated the rule of two by taking multiple apprentices, including Darth Maul, Count Dooku, and Darth Vader. He ultimately sought immortality, continuing Plagueis' experiments through unnatural means. To some extent, he succeeded in this in Dark Empire, where Sidious returns from death by transferring his essence into a cloned body, revealing that he had prepared for his apparent death in Return of the Jedi. From the hidden world of Biss, he rebuilt a new galactic empire, using dark side rituals and super weapons like world devastators to strike at the New Republic. He was ultimately defeated by Luke Skywalker, officially ending the rule of two. Darth Maul. Darth Maul was a deadly Sith assassin trained by Darth Sidious to be a living weapon of the dark side. A Zabrak from Dathomir, Maul was raised from childhood in brutal conditions to embody rage, hatred, and physical perfection. After his defeat at the hands of Obi-Wan Kenobi on Naboo, Maul was rescued by Savage Opress and abandoned by Sidious, who didn't know he had survived. He created his own power base, including the Shadow Collective, uniting criminal syndicates like Black Sun and the Pike Syndicate, and even ruling Mandalore for a time. Despite no longer being a Sith, after Sidious replaced him with Count Dooku, Maul continued to pursue revenge against Sidious, Kenobi, and the Jedi. He died in the arms of Obi-Wan Kenobi after a brief duel on the Outer Rim world of Tatooine. Darth Tyranus was a former Jedi Master turned Sith Lord. He became Darth Tyrannus under the secret tutelage of Darth Sidious. Born into nobility on Sereno, Dooku was a brilliant and charismatic Jedi, known for his aristocratic demeanor and elegant lightsaber style, using Form 2 Makashi. Upon leaving the Jedi Order, Dooku embraced the Sith path, believing he could bring order to the galaxy. As Sidious's apprentice, he orchestrated the formation of the Confederacy of Independent Systems, leading the Separatists and engineering the Clone Wars, which was all part of Sidious's grand plan to destroy the Jedi and seize power. Dooku was both a political idealist and a ruthless manipulator. He recruited Jango Fett as the clone template, arranged the creation of the clone army, and oversaw the early phases of galactic war. Despite his power and vision, he was merely a pawn, betrayed and killed by Anakin Skywalker at the behest of Sidious, who was already grooming Anakin as his next apprentice. Darth Vader, born Anakin Skywalker, was the prophesied chosen one of the Jedi Order, meant to bring balance to the Force. A heroic Jedi Knight during the Clone Wars, Anakin was a fearless warrior and gifted pilot, but also deeply emotional, impulsive, and fearful of loss. Manipulated by Darth Sidious, Anakin fell to the dark side out of desperation to save his wife, Padme Amidala, from a death he foresaw in his visions. He became Darth Vader, Sidious's apprentice, and helped exterminate the Jedi during Order 66. In a devastating duel with Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin was gravely wounded and left for dead, but rebuilt as the black-armored cyborg feared throughout the galaxy. As Vader, he was a relentless enforcer of the Empire's will, destroying enemies of the state, hunting surviving Jedi, and commanding terror across the stars. Yet, beneath the armor, Anakin remained conflicted. His love for his son, Luke Skywalker, ultimately led him to betray Sidious and sacrifice himself to save Luke, fulfilling his destiny and restoring balance to the Force.